Yo, 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 yo. You hear that theme music, you see these beautiful faces. We are the Let's Get Canceled podcast. I'm your boy Tommy with an H. I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all.
And I'm your boy, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly, lovable, loud mouth. Hey, yo, cousin,
What up, cousin?
you ready?
No, nigga, are you ready?
Yes, I am absolutely positively ready.
All right.
Let's get
Let's
canceled.
get canceled. Tonight's episode, we have to have a discussion about something that Tech said on last week. And there was a little bit of pushback that came from some viewers. So Tech is going to have an opportunity on this episode to explain himself. And we're going to dig a little bit into our topic of the night is calling women females offensive. And again, we don't necessarily see it, did not see it, but we are here to have this discussion. So, cuz, before we jump into any of that, how you feeling, man?
Well, honestly, I'm feeling really good, man. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling grand.
Mm.
I'm feeling wonderful. Unbothered. No, I'm good, man. I got a big show coming up tomorrow. If y'all are in the area, if you're in the Central Florida area, I'll be at the Dr. Phillips Center for Performing Arts at Judson's Live. We kick off at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Me and the fellas. Shout out United Groove. So yeah, and hopefully we'll be coming to a city near you real soon. I'm feeling good. Things are looking up, man. I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Man, everything's everything. And I'm over here trying to get this lid on this here coffee so I can have me a good evening sip. But that's all.
I got coffee too.
Just good coffee. But man, everything other than that is good. Had a nice visit with my doctor, labs and everything looking good. So I'm healthy and I'm here. So that's the plus for this week.
I told you I got my I got a colonoscopy scheduled for next month for May. Like I think mid-May. I don't remember the exact date, but yeah, I got that. I'm not looking forward to that, man, at all.
It's gonna be fine. But I think right now your heart probably a little heavy while you're watching your Orlando Magic right about now.
Man,
How's
listen,
that
man.
working out for you?
Hey, I'm telling y'all now, if y'all see me glance like this here, that means I'm looking at the score right now, and it's not feeling too good. However, we are the number 8 seed, and we putting a spanking on the number 1 seed in the East. We are right now trailing by 9. We are trailing by 9 in the second quarter. 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. But you know what? I'm here. I'm focused with y'all. I'm right here with y'all. But just know, every once in a while I got to do this. I do. But every once in a while I got to. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna do this.
Take a peek.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So other than that, you say you're feeling good. How's the Fight the Fat coming?
Fight the Fat is going pretty well. We have stagnated here around 215 pounds. I have not gone outside in the past week to get my workouts in and had some things to do, had some doctor's appointments, had some visits I had to go and make. So I have not been back outside. But once I'm able to get myself back outside, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make that push to get down under 210 in the next 60 days. So yeah, we are looking forward to making sure that we hit our goals each month. So everything's.
Are you gonna aim for under 200?
I'm gonna aim for 205. Like I thought about 195, but I do not want to look like a sick person. So
yeah,
I
don't do
think
that. I'm not saying don't get to 195 because I know if you look at that BMI chart, it's probably tell you need to be around 160 something or something crazy like that.
165.
I knew it. All you white doctors can go to hell. Anyway, so hey man, but while we here, man, we having fun. We love doing what we do. If you like what you are seeing and you like what you are hearing, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, okay? Hit that bell notification on YouTube so you're notified every time we drop new content on this page. Here's the thing, comment. We are in the comments this entire show. We are live right now. We are in the comments. And if you got something to say, whether you agree with us or you don't agree with us, if you got something to say, we will pop it up on the screen. Shout out Fitness Princess. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do. Also, if you like what you are seeing and hearing right now, you want to catch up or you want to kind of send it to somebody else, we are everywhere you get your audio podcast. So tonight's show will be up and live tomorrow, anywhere that you get your audio podcast. Just search the Let's Get Canceled 1L pod and you will find us. All right. Make sure you look for that logo. Make sure that you see these faces or hear these voices when you're listening to your podcast. All right. Appreciate y'all.
Straight up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. We're gonna jump right on into this. And my question, just right off the top, and I have some things written down, so you might see me look down. And I'm just gonna plop this right up here in front of me so I can see what's happening here. Let's start here with some honesty. Men using the word female. Right. We're not sitting around plotting misogyny. I'm gonna say it that way. We are not sitting around here plotting anything disrespectful towards women.
No, not at all.
Not here anyway. Now, I don't know what happens on the outside, but I can speak for what we do here. We are not sitting around plotting to be disrespectful. However, how is it that when women hear the word female, and hold on, before we even get to that, let them see why we are even here. What was said and what was said to us about that.
All right, so let me, and I'm not gonna put it on the screen because they use my government and all that other stuff. But I will read it to you. What I got, what happened. I think what you got, and you sent it to me. It said, "You talking to you and me need to stop calling women females." This is immediately after the show last week. And your response to that was, "Hey, we're men of science." We'll get into that in a minute. It says, "How y'all get to be men and we are females, meet feminist me." You have to understand. And it said, "You don't call yourself males." Tech said, "I've been a man all my life, but I've never been female." No, the F you haven't, but you have been male all your life. Drop the white supremacist talking points, sir. Now, this person is a close friend, close family member. This is all love. So don't y'all get in your whatever.
Right.
But
because we will stop this whole show to defend that one. But
oh, absolutely. Oh, please understand. Me and this one gonna argue this evening. However, you might want to just be a spectator on this. So I'm gonna play for you what I think she was talking about. All right, here, let's just watch this. Let's see. Where the mix-up comes is, and I've never been a female. I said I've never been a female.
You did.
I said that, and she took umbrage with me saying female, but referring to myself as man. I think she missed the part though, because right after I said that, I said this: never been a woman, so I can't speak completely for them. I know the women that I've had. That's two. Women, singular, plural. That I just used it both right after saying female. I've had encounters with both personally and historically. You know what I'm saying? Like both presently and historically.
History. This is all history. Right. This is all history.
But I can't speak for men because I've been one of them for all the years that I've been walking on this planet. So I want to point out that I referred to myself solely as a man. I did not use the term male, but I referred to women as female and women. Oh, what it says? It says the very definition denotes what a person is. And did I miss something? I'm not sure. No. Just stay tuned and let's see if you missed anything.
Nope. I don't think you did.
However, I don't think you did.
My explanation in that text was we are men of science.
Because I think what you were pointing out, and correct me if I'm wrong, we were being very specific to a topic, which purposely excluded anyone who would maybe not be female, but would still refer to themselves as woman, which, hey, I respect you. It is what it is. So, so we use the term female scientifically, biologically.
intentionally exclusatory to a group. We made it specific to who we were speaking on in that particular moment. And that's where, for me, I do use those words interchangeably.
Right. So I think it's, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I think where she says the white supremacist jargon of it is where you were like, I need that explained to me.
Right. Now, before we get into that, you immediately, me and you talked through text, and you were like, hey, I'm sending this question out. I need you to send this question out to some of the ladies, women, females in our lives who were close enough to ask these questions and really get an honest answer. Right. And so the question that we sent out, question, is it inappropriate or offensive when a man calls a woman a female? Now, we said it that way on purpose. I will tell you this, and you'll see in a second how punctuation matters, because I kid you not, the one of them is like, oh, okay, so I should have said that. As a matter of fact, here it is right here. This is the one that I realized that I should have put some like a comma or some or something in there, because the answer was both. I said, huh? So it's both inappropriate and offensive? Yes. That wasn't what I was asking. I mean, it got me the answer. It got me the answer that I was looking for. It said, but it was literally about, do you think saying either of those things,
right,
are offensive? You know what I'm saying? So,
is it inappropriate? Is it offensive?
You know what, Mrs. Rogers? Female is not limited to humans, but why don't you call yourselves male? We're going to get into that in just a minute. We're going to get into that in just a minute. That's a good question, though. Definitely a good question. So, Tommy,
the responses. What responses did we get?
Oh boy. I'm gonna put yours here first. I hope nobody sees this as I didn't check to see if anything was identifiable, because
I didn't either.
I think I might want to read this one. I think I'm going to read this one. Okay, so you sent the question. It said the person responded. Now remember, these are all people of the opposite sex. These are all people of the opposite sex.
They're all women. They're all women.
Sure. It says, definitely depends on the context, but it doesn't bother me unless he trying to be offensive. It's like when a person says, this bitch. Like, are you being funny or you want to fight? Like, I feel you. So that was the first response, right? So, and I already told you about my punctuation one. Now, very simply, and I appreciate this one because they were just straight up. We sent them the question: is it inappropriate or offensive when a man calls a woman a female? No, that's not offensive. No,
that's not offensive.
Nope, not offensive.
Okay.
And so I can feel that. These are people, so far, they're saying it's in the tone, it's in the way you say it, right?
Right. But my question is, how can I say female offensively? What type of tone can I have when I say female that is offensive to a woman? How do I turn that into something that is, why are they hearing it in an offensive way? How are they hearing it in an offensive way?
And see, I'm going to get into that in a second because, yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm going to get into it in a second because if I feel like if I get into it right now, I'm going to be here for a minute. All right. So here's another answer, right? She said, I feel like it can be depending on how it's used, but women or woman is more respectful, I would say. And I can respect that. I can respect that because that lends itself to what do you prefer? How do you want to be addressed? What makes you more comfortable? But that also brings up another question, because my other question is, well, then if that's the case, then if I should address you that way because you say address you that way, even though the terms are interchangeable to a degree, or they're both accurate at least.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to transgender people?
You cannot call them female.
Right.
So,
But I'm not saying what do you say. I'm saying what do the women who say that last one, that the terms are interchangeable or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Well, then if I'm going to respect you and call you what you choose,
you're gonna respect them and call them what they choose. You get to pick and choose what you are. Okay.
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I see you there. Mm-hmm.
So
that's
now,
a question for the women. That's a question for the women.
Okay, she says it describes my biological DNA. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying that female doesn't describe you as a person? It just describes your actual physical makeup.
And I think that's where a part of the problem with some of the women comes in, because I did have to go and do a little bit of a deep dive on this and try to figure out
Right.
what was so harmful about that. And apparently there's a section of men who will relegate a woman only to her biology and not the person.
Right.
And that, to them, they are intentionally offensive by not describing or addressing you as you want to be addressed. So there is a portion of the population that will intentionally only address you as your DNA,
And I want to get to that.
Want to relegate you to that.
Mm-hmm. Because I think that you were telling me that you had something that spoke to that point. But first, look at this. We got the first thing that they said to me. I had sent the question. They said no, and then right after it was like, I guess it depends on the context. So I'm like, elaborate, and they said, okay, so it all depends on the tone that he uses, and he causes a woman, a female, if he uses it in an aggressive tone, then yes, maybe you could come across as offensive. But honestly, to me, I'd rather him call me a female than a bitch. Now, those were not the options. You know what I'm saying? Those are not the options. You know, right? People, like, it's not like I'm either going to call you a female or I'm going to call you some other derogatory term. This is I am genuinely trying to find out how that is offensive, and have I been unknowingly offensive? And the part that bothered me about that text, kid you not, was the white supremacist part. So, and you had some context to add to that, right?
Yes, and again, it's taking it back to the slavery days. Black men and black women were not considered men and women. They were black male, black female, nigger baby, whatever it was. That was something that was not for us. We were not allowed to be people. We were strictly anatomy. We were strictly used for specific purposes, and
Right.
we were not allowed to be man and woman. We were allowed to be male and female, so that the people who were purchasing and selling us knew what they were getting. And then there came a time where, for men, we got to say, I'm not your boy, I'm not your just this male slave, I'm a man. And I mentioned the movie Malcolm X, where his father came outside and yelled at the guys who came out,
KKK.
I'm a man,
Yeah.
I'm a man. And it's one of those things where even if you look during the civil rights days, they had the signs on that said, I'm a man, because you were not treated as a real person. You were, again, relegated to your sex. You were relegated to black male, black female. So the men, we wanted to come out and say, hey, I am a man, I deserve some sort of respect. And it seems as if with the women, we still don't give that same level of respect to them as we demand. Because we say, I'm a man, you know what you mean when you say I'm a man. It's not that I have a Johnson. It's I'm a man. I am somebody with a particular set of morals and that sort of thing. So I'm a man. And you have this thing where I'm a man's man and that sort of thing, because I do things manly. I do things in a particular way. So I am a man. You don't go out and say I'm a male. That's not something that you know. That's
why?
not something that you ever say.
You know why? You know why? Because historically, the attack when it comes to masculinity and femininity has been heavy on the attack on masculinity, not as much as on the attack, not as to the same degree was it to the femininity. Let me explain. What you are saying when you say a man's man and things like that is now referred to as toxic.
True.
It's now toxic masculinity. So man carries something. The word carries something more descriptive than which in my opinion is needed, which is more than what is necessarily needed for understanding by saying female or woman. I am not in any way trying to relegate women to their sexual organs by calling them female. And I don't think they would be doing that by calling me male. But when I say, because the question was, you referred to yourself as man, but referred to women as female. And because to me, in speech, saying female or saying woman one doesn't negate the other, and one doesn't mean something more than the other in that context that we were talking. When I say man,
as a man or as a male,
as a man or a male, right? It doesn't
mean that way for what the women say. Okay, gotcha.
Right. I'm not speaking to how women take it. I'm speaking to where my mindset was. Oh, that's a good one. Like saying female can strip the humanity because again, dogs, ducks, cats could be female. That's true. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. So what I'm saying is that when you say I'm a man, if I look at you and anybody and be like, hey, nah, bro, I'm a man. I don't have to say nothing. No, you know what that means. You know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I'm male doesn't carry the same thing. However, in my opinion, in my experience, saying I'm a woman or I'm a female carries similar weight when you say it. You understand what I'm saying?
In your male brain.
Right. So context, in my opinion, would be if you're saying I'm lesser than. I see you. And you know what? Somebody else had something similar to that. Like another comment that I got, and it says, it depends on the context. If he's correcting a man as to how to treat me, but instead of using my name says a female, that's fine. If he's talking down to me and referring to me as a female, i.e., why you got to be such a female about XYZ, then yes, offensive. If just saying female instead of woman, not a problem. And so, listen, I've been black my entire life, all 44 years of it, almost 45 years. Golly, I'm getting old. Anyway, and so I fully understand that all people are not the same. So I am not by any stretch of the imagination saying because this woman said this, right, it was okay, that woman, it should be okay for that woman. That's not what I'm saying. What we are trying to do with this whole thing is get an amalgamation of opinions from different women who we know in different walks of life. And it's like, okay, let's see what they think about it and then try to come to some sort of understanding. Now my I got a homegirl who's cerebral like I am. You know what I'm saying? And this is she and I will argue, but she says, that's a good question. Depends on the woman and how she takes it. In a medical situation, we dictate our notes with male and female. That's biologically accurate. But in conversation, woman is more respected and accepted. Most times when a man says female, it's usually a negative statement. I hate when females, etc. And when a man is talking about a woman that he respects and loves, he calls her a lady. Wow.
Now, okay, I had a writing teacher my freshman year of college. And what does this comment say?
How can you understand the concept if it's a man being called male, but you're confused about calling a woman female? I'll tell you why, and I'm gonna let you get to your story.
Get to that.
The reason being is because when you say a woman, in my brain, I picture a woman. When you say a female, in my brain, the same picture comes up. When you say male, I think of a male, a biologically male figure. When you say a man, that's different to me. So, for instance, a male could be EJ Johnson, Magic Johnson's son, daughter. Does she go by?
I I don't know. I could not
Okay,
tell
cool.
you.
Well,
I don't know.
EJ, the offspring of Magic Johnson.
Hmm.
That's a male, biological male, I guess. But when I think of a man, that his figure is not what pops in my head. So
Hmm.
that's why I don't use male and man interchangeably, whereas I use female and woman interchangeably from time to time. But that last comment makes sense to me because you it says when a man is talking about a woman that he respects and or loves, he calls her a lady. I think lady was just used as a lady or a woman or my girl or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then this blows something else up in my head. Like, okay, so if I'm
Every
saying
woman's not a lady. Every woman's not a lady.
you,
Lady is a
right, you were
title.
talking about what was
Lady, and again, lady's a title. That's something. Again, my writing teacher. I was writing a story about something, and I put lady in there. And she was like, "Did you know her?" I was like, "No, I didn't know her." She was like, "How do you know she's a lady?" And I was like, "Because she's a woman." She was like, "Every woman." And this is old white lady who told me in writing. They were like, "You have to distinguish between a lady, which is a title, and the woman of who she is." So that's something that I've learned to not say as often. I still slip up every now and again, but I will say your lady or my lady or whatever it is, and I don't even have to know the people. So it's
right.
not necessarily for me that. And it doesn't mean that I'm promoting any white supremacy when I say it, not intentionally anyway. But if that's how you're going to take it, I do understand that there are some languages and some things in our language that do carry over from an ugly system. So
Yeah.
I can understand the vitriol that comes from some folks about it and not wanting to be there, but also the understanding that I need is, why is it when you hear that, do you hear it in that negative connotation, as opposed to
Right.
understanding who you're dealing with and knowing that that's never the case. And I understand I won't always be talking to people who know me, and it could offend someone on an end that I did not intend. So it is something I'm going to try to work on. However, I do understand when I say female, I'm talking about whatever's in front of me at the time, whatever my context and whatever my topic is at that particular point. So if I'm talking about a dog, I'm going to say a female dog. I'm not going to say that female. I'm going to say that female. I'm going to say the dog. And I'm normally not going to say female dog. I'm just going to say dog. When you ask if it's a boy or a girl, it's a boy or a girl. And I don't really say it's a female dog. I say a boy or a girl. Same way you hear male the
Yeah.
way you want to.
Right. I get that. And I don't the only part I disagree with that statement is that it denotes that I want to hear something a certain way. No, I to probably lean into what you're insinuating, I've been conditioned to think that way. I agree. However, even based on what Tommy just said, with the history of being black people being reduced to their sexual organs for means of procreations
Historically,
and
yeah.
right, that's I understand that. However, because Jack the Ripper used knives all the time does not mean every time I pick up a knife I want to kill a hooker. You understand what I'm saying? It's that to me. It's not that just because words mean words. Words mean what they
Mm-hmm.
mean. And so if I because because I lean towards certain vernacular does not mean that every way that vernacular has been used historically I agree with. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's where the
question.
white supremacist thing comes up and I'm like, how the
No.
What?
How'd I get there? But my question is,
I think that was my response to you. How did I become a racist supremacist? Me? You know what I'm saying? No, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think my question to you now is, if someone were to just say he's a male, would you be offended by that? If someone,
not even a little bit.
I don't see how. And again, maybe it's something that I'm missing in that portion of it. Hold on.
So is the conditioning the talking point to which they were referring? I'm lost. I might be a little bit behind. What do you mean? Go ahead. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm with you. If somebody called me a male, it wouldn't bother me even a little bit. I don't think. Now, if like some of the comments,
in what way can someone say male? You're a male, or these males? Like, in what way can they say it that's offensive? I cannot think.
I can tell you how. I can think of one.
Go for it.
Because, like, so when I was doing hip hop, when I was rapping, and people would be like, "Oh, he's a rapper like you." No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not a rapper like you. You understand what I'm saying? So if they say, look at EJ, he's a male just like you. No, he's not.
Okay, so that was gonna be my thing. So if we're in a room and they say, all right, all the males get over here, all the females get over here, and EJ steps over to your side, would that be offensive?
Technically he's right.
Okay, so if they said men get on this side, males get on this side, and women get on this side, we got those four sides. Are you going to be offended?
It does give that differentiation. The problem is that, to me, in my everyday life, when you say a man, hey, this man said, I have this thing in my head. It could be a white man, it could be a black man, it could be a Hispanic man, it could be an Asian man, it could be a tall man, a short man, a fat man, a skinny man. It could be, but what I'm expecting to see is a man in the terms that I deem a man, right, wrong, or indifferent. All right. When you say a female is coming, or if you say a woman is coming, the same picture pops in my head for both of those. So it could be a short woman, a tall woman, a fat woman, a skinny woman, a ugly woman, a pretty woman, a old woman, a young woman, this woman or that woman. Whatever. It could be a stud or a straight woman. But woman is a woman, because my respect for women, regardless of what they are, when you say female, it doesn't matter what they present as at that point. It doesn't matter how they carry themselves. It does not matter. And I think that's that difference between a woman and a lady. It does not matter if she carries herself as a lady or if she carries herself as a complete butthole, whatever. A lady, a female, a woman is going to get a certain level of interaction from me up front. As a man is going to get a certain level of interaction from me up front. A male, if you say a male is coming, I'm be like, now I'm a little standoffish, being like, okay, what's getting ready to come through that door? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, that could very well, again, like you said, you could just be the conditioning that we have.
But it's not white supremacist conditioning. No, you know what I'm saying? That's the part that's getting
where to start. Where
did it start to be respectful to women? That's what I'm talking about.
Disrespectful.
But that's what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is that what I've done, no, regardless of what you call her, whatever you say, whatever you do, if you say she's just a female or just a girl or just a woman or just a lady, I heard the female sex. So now that person, whoever you're talking about, I'm not participating in that disrespect with you, because she's going to get that from me, because I heard it's going to be someone of the opposite sex. So but
if I say, hey man, I'm coming to the crib, I'm bringing the female with me, you're going to be expecting a lady. And based on what I said, I can bring over a puppy, I can bring over a goat, I can bring over something other than a woman. Why not? Because I said I'm bringing a female.
Right, but my expectation changes. My expectation is that there's going to be a human female.
Right, but again, with what I said, it can be whatever.
You're right. It could be what you said. It could be. Now let me put this like this. So I'm gonna go back. No. I'm gonna go back a couple comments so we can read these off because I've been popping them up while we've been talking. So this says, so is the conditioning the talking point to which they were referring? And then after that, it was when we asked what it was, just at the white supremacist talking points. So it's this is cold blooded, but this is a so a stud gets to be woman, but EJ can't be a man. Absolutely not. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. I'm saying that by female, I'm saying I wouldn't call Brittany Griner a woman. I wouldn't call a stud a woman. I call a stud bruh. I wouldn't do it. Brittany Griner said call her pops. That's my point. My point is that when you say female, Brittany does get to be a female and EJ gets to be a male. But if you said a woman, I'm not thinking Brittany Griner. I'm thinking this or I'm thinking that. Now, hey, your puppy was looking at the background. You said puppy and Charlie Murphy. Hey, Charlie. Charlie said he's gonna beat you. But anyway, so listen. So that's my point. What you're getting at is I think we're closer to the same side than you want to admit to. I think we are.
So you don't consider Brittany Griner to be a woman,
right?
Okay. I do.
It does. It doesn't. I think she's a female.
Because all my stud friends, I call my stud friends babe. I don't care. Hey, babe, come here. Because I think it's just a fun, disrespectful thing to me with my friends. But yeah.
Hey, listen.
Woman.
Listen. If you tell me, if I was to say to anybody, actually, not even wait, what point did I just prove for her? Not even in any woman. If I say, well, you're a female, so I wanted to act in this way or whatever, and she said, don't call me a female, I'm not gonna call her a female.
Like Ice Cube did on Boys in the Hood. That's a female. Yeah. So I get it. But here's where I will like you were just saying, if you decide that it's not what you want, I can respect that.
How is my own podcast talking about me? Look at this. No, you're not on their side, Tech. It is from the Let's Get Kids podcast. I am. I absolutely am. I kid you not, bro. I'm telling you now that if you are of the opposite sex, I'm looking at you as a female. If you are of the same sex, I look at you as a male. When I say man, I'm describing a certain thing. When I say woman, I'm describing a certain thing. And to me, there is a difference between a woman and a female to a degree.
But how often do you say male? Like that?
Very rare.
When describing any guy, there's hardly ever a time that we will interchange that.
Yeah, but I very rarely talk about like EJs and other things like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So we can definitely for everybody watching and listening.
That's my question too. That's my question too. How is being referred to by my gender traditionally disrespectful? I don't. We already been down that road tonight. But yeah. Listen, man. I want to be very clear. This is not meant to be offensive. We have plenty of episodes that are not meant to be offensive, but we don't care if it's offensive. Yeah. But because the response to the comment, to the statement was made by someone we genuinely care about, we're gonna bring it to the table and we're gonna have this out.
We made an episode out of it. Yeah. That came immediately. We've been working on this immediately. So again, my question, and I'm going to leave this out there for everyone to just give their comments on wherever you are listening and watching this. It's not necessarily why are women offended. I don't want to ask why they're offended. It's what are they hearing that I'm not hearing is where I go with it. What are they hearing that I'm not hearing during that?
You've got 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 10 seconds to get that answer because I was going to go down this whole long. I'm not doing it. It's all it. Yeah. Nope. Not doing it. Nope. Y'all answer the question. What do y'all hear? What do you hear when you hear a man say female?
Is it strictly that he's just calling you a unit for procreation and recreation?
Because wait a minute. This is a good point. Um, as a female, we say that N word. Nigga is the word she was trying to say. Like they refer to men as
we say those here.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas always.
And should we take offense to that? Or what about our white counterparts? Should they take offense to being called niggas when they're talking about men in general? You don't think so?
Mrs. Rogers says female and male is sex, not gender. That's a whole nother topic, though. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
You're right. That one I'm not going to fight you on. I'm not going to fight about that one. I see what you're saying with that. So you're right. That is a different episode. But in fact, you are more than welcome to come on the Let's Get Canceled podcast to discuss that topic. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But when discussing certain topics that we have discussed before, there were times where we would have to specify that it's a.
Of course, I don't care if you're offended. LOL.
Of course, you don't care if we're offended by calling us the N word. But here's the thing: when we would speak on the transgender topic,
right,
we would have to specify transgender man, transgender woman, because they are women and men in their world. They're not male and female. They have chosen to be whatever. So I can't say transgender male. I can't say a transgender female. I have to say a transgender man, transgender woman, because they are not male or female under that umbrella of their chosen gender. So I can't necessarily co-sign with it's sex and not something else. Leave that game alone. Not sex and something else, because I have to call someone who is not necessarily of that sex whatever they've chosen, instead of breaking it down as I normally do when I say female to biology.
Right.
So I'm still gonna try my best to be better about it. However, I don't think it's something that I'm gonna I'll watch out for the rooms I'm in and see how it goes over. Because some words can be neutral in certain rooms and it can be insulting in others. So I
don't want to go down that road. I don't want to agree with you on that just quite yet, just because there are a lot of words that can be neutral in a lot of different rooms that shouldn't be said the way they're said. You understand what I'm saying? And there are things that we do on this show and certain words or adjectives that we try to stay away from because it could be offensive to people who are close to us or people we know. For instance, we don't use derogatory terms when referring to homosexuals or transgender individuals.
Right.
Therefore,
it's not our thing.
It's not our thing, because I'm not trying to be, and plus that carries other dangers. You understand what I'm saying? Indeed. So it carries other things that come along with that. And some people don't know how to disagree or not like something without being violent and stuff like that. So we're the Let's Get Canceled podcast. We are not the Let's Kill Somebody podcast. That ain't how we do it. That's how we do it.
Not shoot up the
However, so that's why I don't necessarily agree with, I'll be careful of the rooms I'm in. If I still don't see, I don't see where I haven't gotten a consensus either way yet. However,
and I don't think I don't think we ever will.
Right. I do know though that somebody who means something to me is offended by it. So I'll try and watch how I say things in different way. Right. And when we're face to face, we can have this conversation, which I'm sure we will when I see you next time.
But that nigga know we don't mean no harm by it.
Right.
It's gonna be something. She gonna check us every time she sees us. So just to close this out. So
I like that.
A woman female always offensive? No. Can it often sound disrespectful, dismissive, loaded, degrading, out of context or in certain contexts? Absolutely. So for us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna always, when you hear us say it, just know that we're not saying it in the degrading way.
No.
We're not saying it in upholding any white supremacist views. We're just men of science who will always want you to know that when we're speaking of women, when we're speaking of girls, when we're speaking of certain ladies. Joe.
Dennis.
welcome.
Bro, glad you can make
we
it.
out of here. We get out of here.
We out of here.
Hey,
listen, man,
we definitely want to know.
Real quick, if you're in the chat right now, like we said, do me a favor. Wherever you're watching from right now, go ahead and hit that like button right now. Go ahead and drop a comment, share this with somebody, share it to your page or your social media, whatever. Like, this is a good conversation. I think we can have a lot more conversations like this. It's special if we can get a lot more interaction. So whatever you're doing right now, stop what you're doing while you're watching this and just hit like wherever you're watching. Facebook, YouTube, hit like real quick. All right. So I appreciate y'all. So another disclaimer. Also, if you like this, I'm telling you, we appreciate it. Just go ahead, hit that like button again. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to this channel and you'll be notified. Hit that bell notification. You'll be notified every time we drop new content right here on the Let's Get Canceled podcast. And if you like what you're seeing and you enjoyed this conversation, we can pick this conversation up again tomorrow. It will be everywhere that you get your audio podcast. So just search the Let's Get Canceled 1L pod and you will find us there. And we'll be here every week, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tell your mama, tell your friend, tell everybody that you know that the Let's Get Canceled podcast will be here on Wednesdays and Thursdays, everywhere you get your audio podcast. All right?
That's it. Cousin.
Yes, sir.
We have not been canceled yet, so we got to do this again next week.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, we're going to do it again next week regardless. All right? Oh, man, wait, yo. We love y'all, man. Love you, boy.
Love y'all. Love you too, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Yeah, man.